Welcome back. From last lesson, you learned about what Java primitive data types are. Now, in this lesson, we are going to learn more about integers. As you learned from your maths teacher, integers are all positive and negative whole numbers, including 0. For integers, we are fortunate enough to have 4 Java keywords to represent integer values of different data ranges: byte, short, int, and long. Type byte uses 1 byte from your main memory to store values. That means you can store numbers from -128 to 127 using type byte. This is the best time to go back to coding. Please open your Eclipse if you have closed it. It is nice to see this little code we created earlier. Hello world from Java. Well, what is this part? This is a comment. Things we write as comments will not be taken into consideration when JVM compile and run our classes. Comments help us to read and understand the code. It is critical that you get in the habit of always commenting your code and doing it as you write your code. We have a whole lesson about comments, and we will do commenting when we are creating our first Java app. At the end of this Learn Java Today section, I will teach you everything about comments there. Let's write a variable of type byte to hold number of family members. Byte, family members, don't forget to include the semicolon. What we did here is technically called declaring the variable. Now, we are going to assign a value for that variable. Family members equals to 5. There is another way of doing that. We can get the same result by writing a one statement like this: byte, family members, equal to 5. Alright, let's keep one variable here. Now, I am going to show you one way of using this variable. Well, we can use this system.out.println statement. Let us change this as value of the byte variable is. After that, include plus sign. Then, include the variable name. Now, the coolest part, click on the arrowhead. Let Eclipse to compile and run the code. Alright, as we expected. I think you already have noticed that we are not using double quotes for the variable name here. Let us click on this icon to take the console window back. Would you like to have some space in front of 5? This is how to do it. Insert a double quote with a small gap. We also have to include another plus sign to see the difference. Let us run the code. Alright, you can see it. You can change the width of this space by changing the space between double quotes. We learned about 4 integer types. We discussed about type byte. Now, it is time to move to type short. Type short uses 2 bytes from memory to store values numerically from -32,768 to 32,767. If you want to declare a variable to hold number of students in a university, type short might be more suitable. Let's take variable name as total students. Then, we can declare the variable in this way. Short, total students. Let's assume 12,000 students, so we can assign that value for the variable, like this. Put equal sign, then type 12,000. Don't forget to end it with a semicolon. Well, I have a question for you. Can you say short family members equal to 5? You can do it. No problem. Only if you have enough memory space available in your PC or server computer or whatever device you are going to use for this Java software. It is like keeping a little dog in a larger crate. Next, type int. This is the most famous, most using data type to declare integers in Java community. Because it is not too small, and it is not too big. If your device don't have any memory capacity issue, then you can always use int to declare integers. Int uses 4 bytes from the memory to store values from -2,137,483,638 to 2,137,483,637. Never try to remember these values, just have an approximate idea. That's enough. Let's declare a variable called population with it. We can say int population, then equal sign 230 million, and semicolon to end. Now, finally, we have the largest integer type, long. Type long uses 8 bytes to store values from -9223372036854775808 to 9223372036854775807. Well, just assume somehow one day you got an opportunity to work as a software engineer for NASA, and then you will declare a variable to store data for the distance between 2 planets. Type long is good for that job. Let's say long distance equal 543 billion. And this is very special. We include capital L to the end of the value. And never forget to end with a semicolon. Well, you can understand that you can't put a larger dog into a small crate. Dog will die, or dog will break the crate. But putting a smaller dog into a larger crate does not take much difference. If you have a big land, you can do it. But if you have a small land, you have to think about minimum size required. Things happen similarly here for Java primitive variables. However, my personal experience is, most of the time, 90% of the time, in enterprise-level large Java projects, we have been using typing to declare integers. Alright, let us try to show these data as outputs. I am going to copy this line of code and paste it 3 times below, like this. Let us change this into short and paste the short variable total students here. Alright, now this one. Change it into int. Then, copy and paste int variable population here. Finally, I am going to edit this to long. Then, do the same thing we did above. Just copy and paste. Alright, now, it is time to compile and run the code to see the result. Let us do it efficiently by clicking on the arrowhead above. Alright, this is it. Well, now you know about 4 integral data types in Java. Very good. It may look a little bit boring, but that's how it is. Once you mastered the basics, you can enjoy creating all sort of softwares you like to create. And if you want money, you can earn tons of money too. From next lesson, we will discuss about using floating point numbers in Java.